Sound fixed. So, that's all right. That's all right. Because I made a dumb joke in the beginning, but it doesn't matter. Yes, I'm trying to be silent. It was a silent movie. We're gonna do like some miming and stuff. Zeb, are you going to sleep now? Am I that late? I'm not surprised if that's the case, but I'm just wondering. Yeah, yeah. The sound is fixed because it's the reason why the sound was not working was because I kind of had the sound muted. So aw, man. That would have been so good, too. Is it worth finding something that has this? That's close. One more try. Oh. I wanted to make a joke, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to do it. And I won't let me do it either. Let's try this. I can't get the full joke in because um, the font doesn't support it. He's sent me to sleep. You're welcome. I'll do that for you. How they are different technically. I mean, there's tons of different. I mean, that's like a huge question. That's a broad question that I need to like make a video specifically on, and it's not in the scope of today's stream. So here's here's the joke I wanted to make. You can see the news title, the news heading. It's not exactly what I wanted because the fonts, I don't have any fonts that support that. Ah, it's annoying. Yeah, add that to the list. Exactly. Discord moderation level title text. Is it? That's even worse. I wouldn't say hardcore fan. Oh, I remember that now. Yeah, Farron. Yeah, that's funny. I forgot about that completely. I might just deal with it because it's not exactly what I wanted. At least it's sort of close. Yeah. I'm just going to accept that. Be with it. Be done with it. It's not exactly perfect, but, you know. The subject is this week's Linux news. Yeah, JP added to the list. Yeah. I mean, not really. I mean, Farron, I agree with that, but that's not the topic. I wanted to make a joke about something else, and it was just perfect to put them together. Because look, so I got this. So I got that joke, and then that one. Yeah, I know, Farron. I don't have time to find another font. What I found should have it. Like I use it on other pages, and it should have it. I don't know why it doesn't display it correctly. But I don't have time to find one. I just have to accept it. Although, can I just modify it? Maybe. Ha! Got that. That worked actually. I just changed the symbols. Which one is which? So now it actually works. Boom, 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 boom. Now I got to change this one. I am not a student, no. I am way above age of student. It's 13. Okay. How old do you think I am? I'm curious now. I just gave you a reference, sort of, but... Ha! That works. 23. No. Tux, you pulled? I pulled. I don't know what that means. I mean, 23 is actually sort of surprising to me. But I'll take it. Add 10 years to that, and that would be accurate. Oh, the face win. Okay. I was like, okay. You were right? You said 23. That would be incorrect. All right, we get ready to go for that now, finally. Would it be great if I was just like prepared every time? Silly me. Prepared. Will it let me zoom in today? Yes, it will. Yay. Nah, not worth it. Boom. It's English for he fancies you. Oh, I see. I see. You. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know the reference. I've heard it before, just not in that context, like just by itself. That feeling when. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm somewhat ready. It's only been 20 minutes since I started the stream. Perfect timing, right? No. Very bad. At least I'm aware of the bad organization that I have. That's a plus, right? Yeah, let's go with that. Let's pretend that that's how that works. And all right. going to mention news in this one. The logo, no. But yes. I gotta move this. Or I gotta move me. That's probably better if I move me instead of the microphone. Sorry for the weird sounds when I move the microphone. Patience, Farron. Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry. I keep hitting the microphone. I gotta do something about that. How about that? That might work. Okay, I think that's gonna work. I actually came from Windows environment. I even actually know more how what one can. Oh, okay. Know how one can add. There's like every distro you use is a different way of doing it. So you would need to specify what distro you use. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start this now. Yes. Yes, Dark One. I'm absolutely on time. It's all about your perception, right? And my perception is I'm never late. Except for every time. Every time. I guess. That's really what I'm saying. Every time. I think the camera's finally in the right position. I don't know. Does it matter? Does it? Probably not. Am I being meticulous for no reason? Probably. Yep. Probably. I don't know if that link's gonna work or not. I'll look it up and see. Yeah, that's not gonna work. This is the issue, Farron. When you send me stuff while I'm streaming, if I don't have stuff like ready to go, I don't really have the time and the. No one's helping me do the stream, so there's like all the switching, all this preparation, everything has to be done before I go live. So, changing what displays after I've already done it, like that's not helpful. Not helpful. I'm not saying it's not helpful. It's not efficient and makes everything slower. Yeah, it's not about. That's an image that putting into the stream would be that with a black background and nothing else. The Rocco effect? As in my stream being messed up? Or my links? I think it's just YouTube. YouTube hates me. All right, let's get to it. When do you make the thumbnail for streams? Uh, the night before and then during the day sometimes. Like today, I did a couple during the day. That's why I'm late. But before I go live. Always before. Because otherwise I won't be able to like manage everything if I'm not prepared for it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, the microphone fussing stuff. Yeah, that's totally a Rocco thing. This is my impression, really. He has a much better microphone arm, though. I'll say that. My mic arm is not that good. Up first in the show this week is table flipping news from the FCC repealing net neutrality rules. So, I could go into this long spiel about why this is bad for the internet or whatever, but there's probably been a lot of things that have even addressed this. But I decided to wait before I made my own video about this topic because there was no need for people to really after the I decided to wait because it turns out that the FCC doesn't care about what the citizens of the country think. And they proved that by ignoring 20 million comments about not doing with this. And I didn't make a video because I knew what they were going to vote for, and I wanted to wait to see what happens after the fact. So I will be making a video on this topic in the coming couple days or so, where I go in more in depth about what was happened, why it was a mistake, what can be done now or what is going to be done now, things like that. And I also address like the arguments on both sides, so it's not like just a one opinionated video or anything. It's going to be like all encompassing video. But I decided to wait because the votes that the FCC commissioners made, the ones who voted for the repeal to get rid of the rules, they announced they were going to do this 2 years ago. So it's not surprising. But anyway, so unfortunately, this is some pretty bad news that affects pretty much everyone who uses the internet. So there you go. Now to some actually like good news. So let's put the table back down. I don't know how to like that topic is so stupid. Like the fact that even has to be in this show. It's just thanks for coming to the show, Zeb. I appreciate it, even though you're leaving me early, and because I'm late by 2 hours. Fair enough. Well, 2.5 hours, really. Let's go back to the show now. Gnome of Federal Communications. Ha! Nice. This week, GIMP released 2.9.8, and with it comes a lot of cool and exciting features. So the version release actually seems like a small update, but actually it's quite a lot. So, for example, the first thing we're going to talk about is the on-canvas gradient editing. Now, the on-canvas gradient editing is the ability to use the canvas to create the gradients themselves. So, for example, you can see in the video that they can move around the gradient with the tool built into the canvas rather than like a pop-up dialog tool. And then you can add extra points and change the color like fairly quickly, adding midpoints and all this kind of stuff. So like you can have multi-level gradients and stuff like that. I actually like this a lot better than Photoshop's way of doing it, because the Photoshop way is just through like a pop-up dialog and it's like sliders and stuff. I like this approach better because it gives you much more specific control of how everything is laid out and like the distances and stuff. So that's pretty cool. The next thing they did was clip warning, which allows you to visualize underexposed and overexposed area. So like this is an overexposed area at the top, and then you have some other sections down here that are underexposed. So it kind of gives you like a filtering mask to show you like where those areas are implied of overexposure and underexposure. So that's pretty cool. They've also added better PSD support, which is Photoshop documents, and paste in place function. The paste in place function is actually pretty cool because what it does, it allows you to copy something in one like composition and then paste it into another composition while it stays in the same location of where you copied it previously. So if your canvas is the same size and then you want to like move one to the other, you can just copy it and stay in the same place rather than having to like paste it in and then move it back to where it was. That is fantastic. So good job, GIMP. And I can't wait for GIMP 3.0 because that's going to be a lot of cool stuff. All right. Should have put a dab there. Mention the guy's YouTube name for that sarcastic comment. I'm not sure what that reference is, honestly. Whoa. Farron. Savage did not have a pointless argument or pointless comment. That's literally just a point, so it's very pointful. Welcome to the stream, Savage. Next up is this. It's all about perspective. That's why I'm not late, because my perspective says I'm not. FireGel 0.9.52 was released this week. FireGel is if you've never heard of this, it's a really cool sandboxing tool that you can run applications as you say FireGel, then the name of the application, and allows you to run inside of a sandboxed environment. It's a pretty cool, interesting project. There are some iffy things about it, like we don't really know who runs the project. We don't know a name or anything. So that's kind of weird. But the reason why it's not that big of a deal is because all the features that make FireGel work are built into the Linux kernel, and they're just being utilized in a group to create this sandboxing thing. So it's not like you're trusting the software or from someone who's like anonymous or anything. You're trusting the code from the kernel. But anyway, 0.9.52 was released, and it includes systemd resolved integration, netfilter template support, and adds a timeout feature so that you can automatically time out sandboxes, and then you can also have like a whitelisting for various directories, more specifically the var directory. So you can use the var directory inside of the sandbox. Well, the var directory that is outside of the sandbox, you can use stuff for putting like logs and stuff into that from the sandbox. Another cool thing about this is that FireGel is pretty much the main way that you can have sandboxing with an app image. So if you use app images and you want to do like a sandboxing environment for them, FireGel is the way to go. Whoa, I ended that at exactly 37 minutes. I mean, it's not exactly like, you know what I'm saying? On my recording streaming thing. Whatever. Whatever. There's a lot of stuff today. A lot of stuff. Wrong thing. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'll just leave it that way. KDE announced KDE Application 17.12 this week. With this release comes a lot of updates to pretty much the entire stack, including Dolphin has now capable of saving searches, limiting the search to only specific folders, or actually only 2 folders, so that when you search, you're not going to display files, just folders. You can now make it easier to rename files as well by double-clicking the file name extension instead of having to like use F2 or right-click or anything like that. So that's nice. Ocular has added support for high DPI, and also you can now share documents via email. GwenView has introduced new features for smoothing, smoother zooming, and improved keyboard navigation. The next notable thing is Kmail has added Microsoft Exchange support, which is kind of like, it's taking that long. Anyway. So, KDE Applications 17.12. Thank you, Farron, for deleting and banning that jerk. Appreciate it. All right, 40, 12. That is not the right color. Why is it always going to happen like that? Like the weird color thing. Come on. All right. Once you ban it, it takes over that, I think. But anyway, thanks both of you for earning Surge. Kden Live 17.12 was also released this week, and this was a maintenance update focusing on bug fixes, and stability. The coolest thing about this is that one of the things that kind of annoys me about Kden Live is when you use it, when you're trying to seek on the timeline, it sometimes does a little stuttering thing, and that's one of the things they fixed, was making the seeking on the timeline much smoother. So that is fantastic. And they've also reduced the memory usage for Kden Live as well, so that's great. So Kden Live 17.12 is basically just a maintenance update, but it's like getting closer and closer to the next full update of 1804, which is like a big rewrite and everything. So like I'm super excited for this. Kden Live is by far the best video editor that I've used on Linux. So every time it gets an update, I'm always super excited to try it out. If you're excited to try it out, check out the links in the video description. You can use it in the app image version that allows you to like not have to worry about installing and various things. So that's great too. It's part of KDE apps, yes. Although that's only been recent, technically. It's been like they just joined KDE this year. So I still separate them because I want to. Get off my back, Clive. Bug fixes and stability is something OpenShot should learn. That's true. Serge, you can install most KDE apps with any distro. It doesn't matter. Zenaris, thank you for coming to the stream. Welcome. Farron, yeah, only this year. Yeah. Just because it was like a KDE inspired application doesn't mean it's a part of KDE. Like a lot of things start as separate from KDE and then they're adopted. Kden Live has been around for years without being connected to KDE. And then recently they joined the project. Same thing happened with some music players like Babe. Started out not a part of the project, and then it became a part of the project. I'm wrong on what? That's very rare, so you have to prove it to me before I can admit something. That's unlikely. What's the Kden? Kidding? Maybe? Yeah, okay. What is your point? That link don't work either because YouTube broke it. And I'm not saying it's not part of KDE. What are you talking about? It is a part of KDE now. It used to not be. This is the point. It has been around for like 10 years, not a part of KDE. Okay, Den. Oh. Wow, I missed that completely. Wow. Managing like all this stuff in my head, remembering all the research I did and all that stuff, I have realized that I miss a lot of jokes that I normally would not miss if you didn't do it in like a stream way. Like, it's interesting, really. I'm full steam ahead on MX-17. Nice. The release of MX-17 is in the news today, so that's key. Whoosh. Yep. I've been working on like stuff. So give me a break, okay? Not really. I mean, like, it is kind of funny that I realized last week that I was missing some puns that I normally would not miss. Even some I would do myself. So it's like, not sure how, but it happened. All right, let's do this. I can just scroll it. It's fine. Can I do that? Oh, wow. So much stuff. So much. Can I get rid of that? Nope. All right. We'll just let it sit there then. What's next in the news? Email client update. I do basically like 5 at a time, and then not really. Sometimes I do like 1 or 2 at a time, and then I spend time talking. But this time, I'm gonna try to do as many as possible, so I don't waste everybody's time up front individually each topic. So like we could still talk about every topic, but I'm gonna do like a couple back to back and stuff. This one definitely is not gonna be that topical, like discussion, invoking, but it might be. I don't know. I just want to hear you say it. Yeah, but then you're gonna like clip it and put it in a ringtone or something. And like, I know you. Yep, that's great for FreeNAS. Will not be included in this video though, in this show. But it is good. Congrats to them. I know. That's the thing, Dark One. The pun thing is that I just sometimes, because I'm doing this, I'm handling the stream, watching chat, plus setting up all the different like topic stuff, the switching topic stuff, the researching stuff, and all this. So it just kind of like combines together where I'm not fully thinking about the conversation in every way, right? So it's like, I mean, I try, but I see I realized that I don't succeed in every way. So puns I might not get. I was just giving you a reason why I'm not getting stuff like that. I did not. You have a brain of the very old Colonel. So unfortunately, I haven't actually implemented the live patching yet. So that's what the problem is, Serge. JP, yeah, a lot of multitasking. I think I do pretty well for the amount of multitasking I'm doing right now. Uh, Ritual, welcome to the stream. Clive. Mm. Okay. Um, I'll add it to the KDE applications thing. Maybe at the end of KDE Live's video part. I mean, but yeah, I can add it at the end. I'm gonna have to record everything else and then get back to that. But I mean, that's kind of a since there's not that much time left, it would be like a week late, or like it'd be a week left if I did it next week. So I will add it. Recent update for KDE for some reason broke meta. Bring up menu keyboard settings. It won't let me tie it back. Huh. If you're talking about the super key, launching the menu, you have to make that shortcut all F1, not super. So edit that menu, tell it to use that shortcut, and then super will work again. There are quite a few moderators, yes. Yeah, Clive, that's what I was thinking. All right, cool. I haven't actually did this video yet, so this section. And yeah, that's very counterintuitive. I agree. The whole Alt F1 thing. Because you can't actually set super as a shortcut in Plasma. So this is like a workaround sort of thing. Mutt 1.9.2 was released this week, and with it comes the fix for a problem they were having with MIME encryption, and also enables full address matching during message scoring. Another thing they did is a lot of translation updates from previous version of 1.9.1, and quite a few more things, but most of it's just like bug fixing and maintenance and stuff like that. So it is a maintenance release, but I wanted to feature Mutt because it's a really cool, like, it's a terminal-based email client. So if you like using the terminal for a lot of applications and you want to try out a cool email client in the terminal, definitely check out Mutt. It is pretty cool. There are some other ones as well, but I think Mutt is probably one of my top options for that. So check it out. Mutt 1.9.2. Is this one? This ain't made. Mutt's not made by the Suckless Group, is it? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know for sure, though. Welcome to the stream, Jacob. 2 weeks in a row, I was late. So, I was late just for you, so you would miss most of the show. You're welcome. Got Goblet 2. I don't know if that's how you... I don't know. I've never heard of that, so I'll have to check those out. And fair, and they did kind of fix it. I mean... You don't need Super as a hotkey by itself other than that one feature. No one cares about using it by itself other than that. And as long as you can do that, then it's fine. Right? Clive taps watch. Nice. Nope. You're welcome, Jacob. You're welcome. Whoever they are could be better website design. Oh, you're talking about Mutt. Yeah. They don't care about website design. They don't care. Like, they use it's a terminal based app. They don't care about what it looks like. I'll check it out. Thanks, Serge. Let's see. Next one. This one is dumb. I don't know what they were doing. But we'll see. So, this week, we've got an announcement. Well, this week Mozilla made a mistake. It was a weird decision on their part. It's not like it's a big deal. It's not like it's a huge problem that they did it. But it is problematic because it just shows they make some weird decisions sometimes. I think this is more than likely a advertisement play. So they were probably given money for it in some way. So people are kind of like wondering what's Mozilla going to do for, advertising or like funding. And I think this might be part of that. I don't know for sure about that part because they haven't really explained it. But there was an add-on that a lot of Firefox people have. If you are a Firefox user and you have the Shield Studies system activated, you may actually have this installed into your Firefox browser right now. It is an add-on that Mozilla forcibly installed into your system without informing you, and it's a play on the. It's like a scavenger hunt game thing for Mr. Robot's next season coming out, and Mr. Robot's a show about how like privacy and security is really important and stuff like that. And Firefox is a browser that's in a project overall that is very privacy oriented and security oriented. And then they team up together to forcibly install an add-on in your system. Like, what? Why? Like, what good does this do? Not everybody who uses Firefox watches Mr. Robot. Not everybody who watches Mr. Robot uses Firefox. I doubt very many people would want an add-on automatically installed in their browser for no reason, just for an ad. Essentially, it's an ad. So next time you want to do that, just prompt them if they want to try, play the game or something. Hey, little message that says, "Do you watch Mr. Robot? Try out blah blah blah." Whatever. It's just don't do this. Anyway, it's not like it's not malicious. It's not malware or anything. It was created by Mozilla, so it is safe to use. It's just a bad idea. Yeah. It's called Looking Glass. I should have said that. My bad. Quick update to the video I just recorded. The add-on is called Looking Glass, so that might be helpful if you want to delete it. So there you go. Yeah, they're weird sometimes. Mark, I agree that they shouldn't do it at all because it's a contradiction to the entire thing that they're doing it for. No, you can't really. It's stupid. Like, if they gave you a pop-up that said, "Hey, you want to do this?" and you could choose yes or no, at least it wouldn't be intrusive. But they're talking about, and the way to remove it, I should have pointed it out in this thing, is how to remove it is also stupid. Because you can remove this extension, but the way they installed the extension is in a different setting that you go to About and Config to remove. It's just dumb. It doesn't affect everybody. So when you install Firefox, it'll say, "Would you like to participate in this program to send usage analytics and anonymous information to us and stuff?" If you turn that off and say no, it won't give it to you. If you say yes, well, there you go. Enjoy. No, Mark. I did not say it's okay at all. I do not think it's a good idea. I think it's actually pretty bad. I just would hope for them to at least ask, then force it. Because one is unacceptable and just absurdly stupid. And the other one is stupid and not acceptable, but at least it's not absurd. It's dumb, but not the worst thing. It's not forcing it on you like they did. So, Jacob, I don't know when it actually. I don't even know if it's a specific thing for a version of Firefox or where it comes from. I have no idea. I couldn't find any specific saying which version of Firefox has this. I think it's probably not just 57 though. It's probably what you did beforehand. I might include some of that too, where I was explaining certain pieces. Because I should include that stuff anyway. Because there's like... I agree. I hate opt-out stuff. But in certain cases, opt-out stuff is the only option. But it has to be non-intrusive and non-contradictory to your entire point of existence. Thank you for letting me know, Ginger. I appreciate that. You should tell him to post in the chat room. It's rude not to, Rob. Disabled Pocket. Yeah, I actually disabled Pocket, but I don't think I've gone in about config for that yet. I don't really have a problem with Pocket. It is open source, so it's not like the worst thing they've done. This is in the top 5 for sure, this thing. Forcibly making you do stuff is like, all right, man. All right. This week, MX Linux 17 was released. MX Linux is based on Debian 9.3 with the Linux kernel 4.13 and is supported both on 64-bit and 32-bit systems. What's come new with this release is a lot of updates to various different packages and stuff like that. But what makes MX really interesting is all their custom tools that they have. So, for example, they have like a simple editing option for conky files with their MX conky tool. And then they have the MX snapshot tool, making tweaks with the MX tweak tool. And what's really cool is the MX package installer tool, what allows you, like by default, you have Debian 9.3, which is Debian stable. So Debian stable is like all the packages that are not often updated. But if you want to use packages from, say, Debian testing or Debian SID, you can use the package installer tool from MX that allows you to use like different repos without having to worry about like the compatibility of sorts, because it'll handle that stuff for you. So MX Linux 17, check it out. Did you notice my voice started like going out for a second? I paused at the end of there because my voice was like felt weird. I don't know. Maybe I imagined it. Yeah, Serge is here still. Yes, Serge, I will try it. I knew you were going to say something. I knew it. Not this next topic, but the one after that is your topic, Farron. Mark, I'm pretty sure they do, yes. I'm just not as fast. Nice, Bradley. I haven't given it a shot yet. I need to do that. Yeah, the change ownership to root is just not good. Not a good idea. I forgot something? What did I forget? Yes, I did. Yes, I did forget something. Needed to post on Twitter and the Telegram group. I forgot that too. Oh well. Thanks for helping out there, Farron. Let's see. I go to this. Here you go with that. You don't see live chat. Better late than never. That's right. Thanks for coming to the stream, Farron. Good night and stuff. I'll be on time next week. Maybe. On time. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. There we go. Twitter posted. Telegram posted. I'll remember it next week. No. No. Thanks for coming to the stream, Anna. And yes, it is it is did. I don't know. I got my hair did. I mean, not really. I did it, but still. I was waiting for the notification. Yep. I see a bunch of people joined since I actually did that. Or Farron did the Discord thing. So, thanks for the reminder. see. Then anyone that made the mistake wouldn't be able to complain. That's true. If they couldn't get back on the computer. All right, next topic. Kubuntu announced this week that they're going to test a switch, but for the default Plasma theme to be Breeze Dark with the next release of 1804. You can already try this out in the daily ISOs if you'd like to. So there's a little bit of confusion as to what is going on with this switch. So you can see there's some articles being written about it, and there's some other podcasts are talking about it, and it's not exactly like what people are thinking it is. So a lot of people are looking at it as everything is changing to Breeze Dark, and that's not really the case. The windows of the applications themselves are not going to be changed. They're still going to be the Breeze Light theme. The panels, the menu, and the widgets would be changed to the dark variant. So it's more of a hybrid approach than it is, like if you can see like here, you can see here that the panel down here at the bottom and the menu is dark, but then the window itself is light. So it's not really switching exclusively to the dark theme entirely. It's just the Plasma side of it. The reason why this is confusing to a lot of people is because the Plasma, saying that the Plasma theme has changed, people are kind of associating that means all of it, but in the terms of KDE's approach, Plasma is just the desktop environment, not the overall thing. So KWin's theme is what Breeze Light is being utilized as. So anyway, it's just an idea that was submitted by a very a very talented person who wanted to make the introductory of Kubuntu to people a lot more pleasant to the eye, so that when you first use it, it's not so bright, and it gives you like a nice flow of like a dark panel and this white theme. So, and if you're curious who that person was, I don't know if I'm going to do it that way or not. Because it's a little egotistical, and it's a joke, but some people might look at it as I'm just you're going to get hate mail, right? He's trying to scroll the page. Yeah, I've done that before. Where you're watching a video and it's just a page and it makes you do that. I've done that. Anna, that's definitely not the reason, because I know what the reason was. Um, exactly, JP. I'm gonna do an extra modification. Um, I might use it. I might not. I'm not sure. We'll see. I might. Uh, now it's not something that most of these. I'm not. I don't know what that was. I was gonna say something, but somehow it just came out all weird. I don't know. Now, I'm not trying to make like calling out any of the podcasts or news organizations that are covering this particular topic because it is a little bit, it is a little confusing about what was done and what wasn't, and I have the insider scoop because the suggestion that they changed for the testing was from me, so you know there's a little bit of insider scoop there when I'm the one who provided the suggestion. But anyway, so So the panel and the menu and the widgets being dark, I think, are a much more pleasant to the eye experience. That for the like, if you're gonna have a bar, like a taskbar or a panel at all times displayed somewhere on the screen, I think it's better to not bring so much attention to it by being a light theme, and that's why the suggestion was made. So dark themes, dark plasma theme, light K-Win theme. There you go. I might include that. I might like edit something together. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I might do a combination of the two. I don't know. Always be someone who won't. Yeah. Some people like the brightness, but hey, they can change it. Who cares? It's like, I want the default to be whatever I like. It's like, that's a little bit extreme. You shouldn't. Google Cloud Platform. That's interesting. That's not true, Anna. I admit it every time it happens. It just doesn't happen, okay? Danilo, I'm very unmotivated. About what? I'm curious now. I agree, Jacob. Like, I prefer dark theme regardless, like the dark window and the panel, but my suggestion was because I wanted to make it an easier introduction to people when they start using the Kubuntu layout, because it always bothered me that the default was so bright Not because it bothered me. I wasn't going to use it anyway. I'm going to change it regardless. I'm going to change the windows too. But the default is, if it was dark, it's a lot more pleasant to the eye because it's not as jarring and so bright. Now, it's not good to read something, and like it's better to read something with a light background and black text, for example, because that allows you to it's better for your eyes to read it, something like that. So reading like some documents or a website, it's good to actually be a light theme. But when it's like constantly there and not really supposed to be part of your like constant attention, it's your peripheral vision, it's better for it to be dark so it's not like always jarring. So that was the motivation behind the suggestion. And I think that's a better approach. But it's a good idea in my opinion, because when people are moving from Windows to Linux and they look at Kubuntu, for example, they go from Windows 10 to Kubuntu, and while it's not exactly the same or anything, it does have a familiar feel with the Windows 10 dark panel or dark taskbar with the Kubuntu Breeze Dark, if they were to do that. So I think that also gives it an appeal as well. So people kind of expect it maybe, but also the reasons for why it's good for the eyes. I just accidentally added that too. I'm going to do some editing for this episode. There's a lot of editing for this episode. That's fine. Your hair is more appealing to me. I appreciate that. Clive, yes, I would. Yes, I would. As well as many other things that default are bad. Like some of the defaults for Plasma are bad. Like it's funny. Sorry, I just got sidetracked. It's funny because I like Plasma. I'm a fan of Plasma. I'm a fan of other things too, but I do like Plasma. And by default, I think Plasma has so many things wrong. But functionally and foundationally, it's fantastic. So for me, it's fantastic because the setup, it doesn't matter to me. Like I'm going to change it custom. I'm going to change everything that is the default anyway. So it doesn't matter. But like when it becomes for like, do I suggest it to everyone? Like, if they like the defaults, cool. If they don't, not really. Because there's quite a few that are bad. Like, and a few of them don't even make sense, don't even need to exist. And the solution to change is super easy. And there's no reason to not change them, and they just keep them. It's the same reason why, like, at least, they did the super key thing. Took them a decade, but at least they did it. You like Saint? I have no idea what that is. Danilo? I don't know. Pereira. I think that's how you say the last name, though. I don't know what that is. Saint Saya? I don't know. Patreon extras this week, JP. Yes, there will be. I was actually working on maybe not using Patreon in the future, so that messed up my stuff last week because of the whole thing that they were doing with the fees thing. But they fixed it, so I'm making that's going to be in the show too. Not allowing the desktop to have icons. Yeah, that was weird. Not having the folder mode of the desktop by default. For me, I don't care because I don't use that anyway, and I turned that off. But that shouldn't be the default. Like what you like as far as like this is like a developer to every this is a UX designer suggestion to every developer of any project whatsoever. Look at what your users want, not what you want, because it doesn't matter what you want when it comes to like just basic usability. Now, if you want to make some cool features and functionality, cool, great. But not just, the tiny minuscule things that aren't not that important, but you prefer, don't make that the default. Make what they expect to be there be there. Now, it's easier in certain, projects to do that than others, but that's a good baseline to go with. Clive, did I change the defaults? Are you talking to me? And if so, about what? Oh, you're talking to Brennan. Okay. Yeah, Wood Beast, there are some names being banned. For sure. It's not what you want, it's what I want. Nice. That's not what I mean. It's if you want to get, like, there's another thing where someone today, like yesterday, wanted to collaborate in certain things in a forum I was watching. And in one of the things, it was like, are you doing this to get new people, new attention? And they're like, well, no, that's not what it's for. So the changes you would make for new people is not what that's for. That's a valid point. It's just to like give information to people who already use it. So you don't need to make it appeal to new people. You just need to make it appealing. And then when you focus on new users and getting new attention, then you focus on the you change your approach that way. So like Kubuntu tries to be a solution for, not Kubuntu, but KDE Plasma in general. Like Plasma by default is like it has a Windows paradigm. So people expect it to be a Windows paradigm, right? So when you introduce things that they expect to work in a certain way that don't work that way for no apparent reason, it's just going to be bothersome to them. A lot of people. Some people will get over it and skip by it. Some people were like just bothered and stopped doing it. So it's not worth it. Like there's so many different defaults that Plasma have that don't make sense. This is also true for other things too, but like when you have like GNOME Gnomes stuff, their defaults don't matter as much because their paradigm is so different. People kind of expect it to be weird anyway. So when you have a paradigm that's presented as if it's something they're familiar with, you need to make it familiar. You can delete your comments from their menu. I wonder why GNOME came to mind. I don't know. These tend to make a difference. I missed something. That skipped. These make a difference if they stay on Plasma. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to collaborate the monitor and also video card support. Calibrate. You can install programs in .local. This is good for compile programs. You can put programs wherever you want. If you compile it yourself, you can put them wherever you want. You shouldn't do it, though. Don't put it in .local. You can just put it in like opt/opt, for example. That's really what that's for, what /opt is for anyway. It's not a good idea to have programs inside of the home folder because it's not very efficient. You can delete your comments from their menu. Not sure what that refers to. Like, it's good to have all the features that, you know, some people want. It'd be cool to have for some people. Like the default moving icons off the desktop. I want that. It's cool. Give me that option. Great. Make it default. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, single click's good for some people. It just shouldn't be the default. I don't really have a problem with it. I can use it, and it doesn't really annoy me because you can control click and do the same thing as like a regular click without that. That's fine. It's just it shouldn't be the default because that's not the default anywhere else. when devs should listen to their user base. I was not specifically talking about GNOME, although that fits very, very well as well. Very much so. It's nice working at home while listening to Linux chatter. That's great. Welcome to the stream, Kane. Oh, I'm on my phone. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Moving on. I gotta get done. I gotta, like, plow through these because I'm taking a while. And that's not good. What Mastodon client? I think it's Twitter. But I don't use my phone to do that most of the time. Anyway. Fair and OS. Fair and OS this week announced that they reached 100,000 downloads of the distro. If you've never heard of it, Fair and OS is a big boutique distro based on Mint. Do you hear any background noise before I continue? Anybody? Do you hear any background noise? You shouldn't, but I'm just curious because I can't tell. No background noise. Okay. The stream might pick it up slightly different. No. All right, cool. I only hear my laptop fan. All right, cool. That's okay. I appreciate it. If that enough people say they don't get it, then definitely. Anna, yes, it is. I have the PSP emulator. I haven't actually tried the emulator. I talked about it a couple weeks ago, but I haven't tried that yet. All right, back to the thingy. For now, ooh. This week, we got an announcement from Fair and OS. They've reached 100,000 total downloads, since they started the project in 2015. FairOS is a fairly small group of people making a boutique distro based on Linux Mint, which is based on Ubuntu, which is based on Debian. So that's fun. Fork of a fork of a fork. That's, the best thing about open source is that you can fork it and do whatever you want with it. So that's great. So anyway, FairOS, 100,000 downloads, and like that's just a great milestone to be able to reach for any project. So congratulations to Farron, and hope to see some more. I mean, if his milestone was like 10,000, I'd be like, nah. But 100,000 is that's a significant milestone. I give that to you. What does Farron do that Mint doesn't? Should I include that? I will. Why not? Why not? If you haven't heard of Farron OS, you're interested in seeing like what's difference between Farron OS and Linux Mint. There's quite a few things, but a lot of things they've changed. Like so the software updater is handled in a different way. So like some of the updates are more inclusive, and a really cool thing they did is the themer tool, which is like it's a layout. It's a layout manager tool that allows you to like modify things and then save it so that you can use it later, and like even like share the stuff so that you can set up your layout in a much easier way. So that is a really convenient thing to do for Mint because Cinnamon doesn't by default have any ability to do that. So if you do change this stuff and then you have to reinstall, you won't be able to have any of that stored. So the Farron OS themer tool provides that option. So anyway, if you're interested, if you're a Linux Mint user and you're interested to check out like a derivative of it, check out Farron OS. Link in the video description. Farron, I saw your message during the thing while I was recording about not being like the fork, but you make modifications to the update manager, don't you? Even if it's not a fork, but you still make like tweaks. It doesn't have to be a fork to make a tweak, because I think that's what I said. If it's not true, then I will edit that out. I thought that's what you said previously. Is Farron OS better than Mint? I don't know. It's got features that are better than Mint, but I don't know. Like that's a preference thing. I want a good Neo Geo emulator for Linux. Check out MAME. Okay. Well, I'll just go ahead and make that part and cut that part out. And just talk about the themer tool thing, because that's still pretty cool. Well, now you're just being picky, Danilo. I really haven't tried Neo Geo stuff in a very long time, so I'm not sure. Really? How does that work? What? Yeah, Farron, you're gonna have to answer that later. Like, I'll send you a message on Discord or something. Because, like, how can it be rolling when the base is as stable, and the base that's based on is as stable as well? So that's confusing. The link won't work, Brennan, because YouTube breaks it. If you copy and paste it and put it into your URL, you can see the weird crap that YouTube put at the end of it. Take that out, it'll work fine. Yeah, but I have Rocket League, so who needs Neo Geo if you got Rocket League, right? All right, Farron. I'll just talk to you later. That's fine. So, you're welcome, Brennan. On a 3D interface for Linux, but there's only me and a friend on this project. Interesting, Danilo. Curious what you mean by 3D interface. Like cube type 3D stuff? All right. Go back to here. And now. It's pseudo rolling. Okay. That's interesting. Next. What was that? I don't know what that was. All right then. Go away. So that's going to be. Yeah, that don't matter then. I think that's it. No, that's got to go up. All right, cool. All right, next. I got to fix that, of course. Well, that's because it was a bad setting, actually. Okay, that's fine. Next up in the show is Q4OS Linux. They got a new experimental theme for their interface. Q4OS is a Debian-based distro that uses the Trinity DE, which is forked from KDE 3, so fairly old. And this update is about their Debonair desktop theme. The interesting thing about this is, one, Trinity DE definitely needed an update to the look because it looked like an XP, Windows XP wannabe kind of thing, which was done on purpose back in the day, but they still continue to use it now. But this new version actually kind of reminds me of the Breeze theme that Plasma 5 has. So like the window decorations for this theme for the window decorations look very much like Plasma 5. And that's fine because it's open source and everything. That's one of the benefits of open source. So I just thought it was interesting that the update for Trinity is to kind of look like Plasma 5. So anyway, Q4OS. If you're using that or interested in using that, you can check out the show notes in the video description. Thanks for coming to the stream, Serge. Think that the system would be a game. Do you want to see YouTube or Netflix? Want to see the messages? Go to mail blocks. So like VR type approach? Looks like a mix of 5.4 and 3.5. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, technically, Plasma 4 is also a true, too. But that's KDE not being good at marketing, basically. But they're working on it, so that's good. Oh, come on. KDE posted a blog post this week for the Rhonda meetings that happened in September. So it's more like a roundup of what happened in all of the meetings, so that you can like check out all the different details about what happened in each meeting. But the Rhonda meetings are KDE's like annual get together, like development sprint, where they focus on various different topics and then all work together to achieve that. In this particular example, they did accessibility was like the main focus of the meeting this year. And one of the things I wanted to talk about in the show was this really cool Kwin plugin that was made that allows you to it allows a developer to kind of there we go. It allows a developer to change the way the display of the screen is based on the colors. Like if you for colorblind people, it allows you to change how the screen is displaying the colors, so that you can manipulate your application based on how someone who's colorblind might view your application, so that you can and you got various different whether you have black and white type of colorblind, or you have a red and green colorblind stuff. So it's it's really cool so that you can just because if you don't have the ability, it's hard to tell. So the Kwin plugin allows you to like apply this type of filter on top of your existing application so that you can see what they kind of see. So you can make adjustments based on your approach to that kind of situation. So, for example, in this case, they can show you like what it's like to be colorblind in the sense of like seeing the like a number inside of the circle. So if you're not colorblind, you could see the differences. If you were colorblind, that might not be as helpful. But it's really cool to see that they're putting an effort into like making it easier for people to adjust their applications based on the accessibility aspect of colorblindness. So that's really cool. And keep up the good work, KDE. Okay. Let's see what I missed. Yeah, KDE 4. In my opinion, KDE 4 was, let's see, ugly. Super, super ugly. By default, it was, it functioned well. I did like how it worked. Like, I used it. I did like it. It's just, it was ugly. Clive, I did not hear that, but that is awesome. I did know some people who were in KDE were working on it. I didn't know if it was actually becoming a project or not, like officially. Programs will be represented as books. If you want to open Firefox, you go to the Firefox book. So it has to be VR then, right? It only makes sense to be VR. Unless I'm not understanding what it is. Yeah, the cache was awful. Whatever that thing is. Like the cashew was supposed to be like the logo for Plasma or something, like the old logo for Plasma or something. I forgot what it was. Bad. That's what it was. Bad. It was bad. Okay. Time is it? Here we go. So, if you watched last week's episode, you might notice that there wasn't any kind of reference to Patreon at all in the show. And that's because they decided to institute this new fee system that I was not really on board with, that I might, I considered even switching away from Patreon because of this fee system. Thankfully, we can put the table back down and not have to worry about that particular issue, because Patreon this week announced that they are not going through with the policy change of the fee system. So if you're curious what it was, essentially it was, instead of at the moment, prior to the announcement, you had the creators were paying a processing fee for all of the money that was being processed. Whereas this new announcement was like taking that fee from the creator side and forcing it onto the patron side. And the community, the Patreon community on both patrons and creator sides did not like that idea and actually very adamantly hated it. So the community just basically just came out against it and like entirely. And Patreon, like what's really cool about it is that Patreon made a mistake and they admitted that mistake and then fixed it. So that's really good. They should have, contacted the creators in the first place, but at least they didn't fully like commit to it. They didn't like, double down on their bad decision. They did actually improve. So that's good. So we're still using Patreon for the Tux Digital channel. If you want to go to patreon.com/tuxdigital, it's back to normal and they're not going to do this weirdness. So that's fantastic. But anyway, so if you're curious why this isn't a Linux show, it's because we use Patreon and also because a lot of open source projects and various different things you might be interested in that are Linux related also use Patreon. So that's why. Anyway, patreon.com/tuxdigital. It's an ad within a news story within an ad, sort of. There you go. You're welcome. Here's the thing, Clive. Their wording is weird. But they also said they're going to talk with the creators of the platform prior to making another stupid decision. So at least they learned the lesson of, hey, if you want to make changes, that's fine. Talk to the people who use your platform first before you make big sweeping changes that you don't even realize the problem. Like, they even admitted that they didn't realize the problem until it's already there. Like, they were like, oh, we didn't realize how many creators were using the aggregate fee system that we did. It's like, what? Like, that is the main point that every creator has always referenced, like, why people should use Patreon. It's like, how did you not know that was the most important? Like, that's like, you watch any Patreon video, people talking about why they use it. That's one of the reasons they use it, probably the top reason. So it's like, if you don't understand your own platform, you made a mistake. All right, Anna, that's fine. You don't have to if you don't want to. That is fine with me. Yeah, Morse code commands. That would be super efficient. Super efficient. It's not loading. That's weird. That's weird. Wow. Okay. Whatever. I was about to go get something to drink, and I was like, hey, I got a bottle of water right here. Thanks for coming to the stream, JP. I'm going to be on time next week. I'm going to be like faster and more efficient and everything. It's going to be perfect. Guaranteed that I might get that done. Maybe. All right. Okay. A Steam client update was released this week, and with it comes some pretty interesting things for example, the shader pre-caching for OpenGL and Vulkan. The If you've ever noticed that you might have some like stuttering, some like lag, or maybe the game takes a little while to load, it's because that shader cache has to be built every time. So that's pretty much what's happening. Where this new system, where you can have this new pre-caching system, is so that a game can actually offer the pre-made cache, like once you play the game, and you can save the cache, and then the next time you load it, it's a lot faster and a lot, and it also is a lot smoother too. So that's very cool. Another thing they did was where in some distributions of Linux, when you created a shortcut like a desktop or an application menu shortcut, it didn't always work that well. This update also supposedly fix that. So if you see any if you've ever experienced that kind of problem, this should be solved now. And they've also added a detection and a workaround for some games that have like broken Steamworks SDK libraries. So overall, this is a much needed update, and that's Linux gaming is always improving. That just shows you, always improving. I don't get why people do that. They just join and send random crap and then get banned. It's like, what's the point? Like the content that you're posting is not on the stream. What are you doing it for? Like, it's confusing. What benefit do you have for spamming that? It's so weird. So weird. But whatever. They had a cache that wasn't cached. Kinda. I mean, the cache is being made so that the cache is used while you're playing the game, but the cache was not there, like, between plays. This is a cache between plays. Yeah, I know it's just spamming. It's just like, what's the point? Like, what benefit do they get from the spam? Like, it's just weird. The PSD2. Yeah, I don't think so. They trash talking KDE. I don't know. Probably not. All right. Next up in the show. Oh no. Okay, back. I was like, I clicked the wrong button. Makes sense. All the moderators. Yeah, exactly. I think I had one moderator before the stream got enough attention where it started getting spam, and then I just added people. So I appreciate all the people who are helping me mod it and stuff too, because it is annoying when they just jump in and do that. Yeah, but it's so. No, No, it was successfully says clicks. Successfully. Mark, yeah. But game development shaders is like so different than regular development. It's so weird. Like the shaders also work on different. They work differently on based on the engine that is running it as well. So it's just I don't know. I don't know why they would call it cache if there's not cache, right? They could call it something else, or it's maybe it's technically a cache because it's a temp cache, but it's like how useful is temp cache versus long term cache? I don't know. Hard to say why they do it. Yeah, when you glance, it looks something. Yeah. Do you recommend ReactOS to play Resident Evil 4? I don't recommend ReactOS in general, so that definitely not for gaming. I don't know. I'd be surprised if they had much gaming support at all. ReactOS is like their development schedule history or whatever, like the timeline is very slow. So I would not use it for gaming. Welcome to the stream, Charlie. So the Atari box was supposed to start their pre-order launch, like crowdfunding type situation this week. That was not done, and instead there was an announcement that the pre-order launch has been paused. Like the Atari box itself has not been paused, but their pre-order they're saying that they need more time to make sure that the time frame that they announced how long it's going to be between the launch, the pre-orders, and the actual shipments. They needed more time to make sure everything is like optimum and stuff like that. So it's really weird that they would have like the announcement when it's going to be pre-ordered and then like the pausing so close to each other. Like that's pretty weird. But hopefully the Atari box does come to fruition and isn't like, phantomware. I hope it does happen because the specs that we do have, even though it's not a lot of specs, it does look and sound interesting. So I hope it does happen, and it's not like I hope it's not like it's just a retro console game thing, and it's like a full console, because that would be way better. And the fact that they were basing it on Steam Machine specs and Steam OS implies that it will be like a full gaming console. So hopefully it is. Hopefully it comes out soon. Hopefully you can pre-order soon. So yeah. Slick looking. Yep. I mean, the Atari box looks good. I do want it. Slower than Debian. Yes. Is ReactOS slower than Debian? Yes, they are. Get more wine in the fridge. Nice. Yeah, Mark, you do seem a little cynical. I mean, I'm cynical about this too. Like when they announced that the whole thing in general, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. I hope it exists and isn't gone." I hope they don't just completely ignore it later. But now that they're doing the this weird pre-order thing, pausing, I hope it happens because it does look good. And I want it. So earlier, I decided to make some edits to what I said because I didn't want to get a ton of hate mail. Now, it's not that I don't want hate mail or anything, or I care about hate mail. I don't really care about hate mail. The reason I decided to change it is because there's a topic on the show that is guaranteed to give me hate mail. So my preference was, let's just limit the amount of hate mail that I get. This image is so huge for no reason. And it doesn't resize at all. That's so bad. Yeah, whatever. The word respin? Yes. It is the word respin. We're talking about respinning stuff, for sure. See, this is why you should be on the streams more often. Then I could just tell you without the video doing it, right? So, thank you, Clive, for deleting that. Another stupid spammer. I wish any form of human contact would be welcomed. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's not Pop OS. Although System 76 is on the show. Just not that. You spin me right around, baby. Yep. Yep. All right. So, no one's going to be surprised by this, that it's on the show. I mean, maybe, because it's, again, on the show. But it's more than just self-serving. Okay, actually, it's not self-serving at all. No, not at all. Because I don't benefit from this. Anyway. You'll see. This week, the Frosty Fest of the Frosty. This week, the Frosty Fest event for Rocket League has started, and if you're not aware of this show, if you're not aware of my opinion of this game, it's pretty high. So it's on the show more than it probably should be. People might be annoyed by it, but I really like this game. But the reason it's on the show is not for me to promote it or anything, because it's actually because there's a bug, a pretty big bug for Linux gamers that has not been fixed yet, unfortunately. It started as early this week, and it's still pretty much every time I play the game, I still get the issue. The new crate has some items that are not compatible with the Linux platform. So every once in a while, you'll just crash for no reason. So you'll join a game and just crash, or you'll try to join a party and it'll just crash, or you try to open a crate and it just crashes. So the problem is that these items are not compatible. So here's what happens: if you open the crate and it loads the item, it crashes you. If you join a party with someone who has the item, it crashes you. If you join a game where someone has the item in the game that you're joining, it crashes you. So, in order to alleviate it, there is a little bit of a workaround. You can disable the cross network play that it disables like Xbox and PS4, so you can play just PC, and that lowers the amount of people who might have these items. So it lowers the amount of crashing. So that's good. That's basically all you can do. As soon as you play with someone who has those items, there's really nothing you can do about it. Unfortunately, until they fix it, there's really anything that Linux gamers can do about this. So hopefully, by getting more people and more attention to the game, this problem, the Psionics will fix it sooner than later, right? So that's the goal. We'll see. Sounds like a lot of crashing. It is a lot of crashing. It's once the game loads, you do not crash. But to get it to load, not really. Like sometimes you just randomly crash for no reason. Like if you just open the crate to look at it, not even like get the item, just look at it, crash. And I can't really say what the item is because no one really knows. I think it's the gull explosions in the game, in the item, in the crate. I think it's that, but there's no way to tell. And the sad thing is the longer this goes, the longer the bug is there, more people get the items. So it's actually like you're more likely to be affected by it the longer it goes. No, I don't know how they're doing the textures. Welcome to the stream, Stan. Or Stencils. You're late. Ha! Yeah. Yeah, you are. Me too. Me too. Download eternal libraries for Qt. Externally? I don't know. Eternally. I like Qt. What does U3U mean? You said that a couple times. Any news on IP Fire, IP Cop? No. PFSense had a release, I think not last, I think it was last week actually. I think PFSense had a last, but I don't cover PFSense on this show because it's BSD. That's not Linux, so I don't care. I prefer Qt for everything, regardless. Just it's more efficient and more flexible and less crashy, and the developer can actually depend on them doing what they're saying they're going to do and not just randomly crash things because they feel like it. So, and remove features just because because I wanna. That's why I like Qt, because they don't do that. I like it when the the people who create the toolkit don't want me to rip my hair out, because my hair is nice. Okay, it's nice. I don't want to rip it out, so don't make me. Very nice and shiny. Yeah. I don't really like the shiny part, but it's because it's not really shiny. I need to like get better lighting or whatever, but that's hard to do. It's not really shiny. It's just that the light is like right above me, and it looks. See, if I just don't have the light covering, it's not shiny. It's nice and like fluffy. See, it's like shiny implies that it's like crusty, and you can't move it around and stuff. But that's not what it is. It's very nice and fluffy stuff. Whereas, whatever. But the light messes it up, makes it look all crusty and stuff. But it's not. It's got both a firm hold and bounciness. Or whatever. I don't know what it's actually called. Whatever. Volume. That's it. Volume. Or I don't know if that's it or not, actually. I think that's it. Show off the t-shirt. Oh, Linux is everywhere. I have not heard about that Titan V thing yet. Wow, Mark. Wow. What is Peppermint gonna do when LXQt takes over, Mark? That's right. Tuxedo.com/links is everywhere. Thanks for the link, Clive. $3,000. No, definitely not. That's a guaranteed no. Celebrate early Christmas for my brother. All right, cool, Kane. Thanks for coming to the stream. Stan, I think that's not even true. They both do things that are annoying and both do things that are good. It's just, I think I would rather someone who does something that I don't like tell me they're going to do it rather than just do it and expect me to get over it. That's the gnome way. Oh, Danilo. Okay, in that case. No. Six-pack. I don't have a six-pack. I got like a couple 40 ounces. Yeah, but Mark, have you tried LXQt though? It's fantastic. You should try it. Then consider using it because it's fantastic. There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. This week, System 76 announced their high DPI daemon. This is a daemon that you can install for their laptops and desktops, and it improves the ability to use high DPI displays as well as multi-monitor configurations. So it improves both multiple high DPI as well as having like a high DPI mixed with a low DPI monitor, and in various different resolutions and stuff like that. So that's very nice to see. The only thing that's kind of weird about it, and it's not really weird, it's just kind of unfortunate in the sense that this daemon seems to only like have support for Intel and Nvidia. Like it might work with AMD as well, but they don't ship AMD hardware in their stuff. They only do Intel and Nvidia, so that makes sense. That's why they only were shipping this daemon for those. But you know, it'd be nice to see it in the future if they also include AMD. But anyway, System 76 high DPI daemon, pretty cool. If you use a System 76 hardware or Pop! OS, definitely check it out. And then leave a comment in the thread of why you use Pop! OS. Like, why? Any good open source Amazon Alexa knockoffs? Mycroft. Actually, some parts of Amazon of Alexa is open source. You can actually set up Alexa on a Raspberry Pi if you want. Yeah, but Stan, that could be like a before, you know, all the mess happened, you know, started or whatever. I know, Mark. I was just like, you know, giving you back. But I know you do like XFCE and stuff. Like the combination thing. LXQt should come with Dolphin as default. I mean, I understand why LXQt doesn't come with Dolphin because PC Man FM was ported to Qt, and the guy who works on PC Man FM is a part of the LXQt team, so it makes sense. But and they're also going for like the minimal, like a Qt based DE that's also very minimal. So it kind of makes sense that they use that. Yeah, Charlie. Actually, in 2 topics, that's what I'm going. That's covered. Jacob, I think any company that wants to or that can do so will. Like Dell already actually does it. They just didn't tell anybody. They just do it. I mean, all of them transmit to the cloud because otherwise they won't work. So that's interesting. Blender 3D is probably a little more difficult than GIMP is. Yeah, PC Man FM. The guy who makes PC Man FM, actually PC Man is his pseudonym. Pseudonym. Yeah, he is a part of the LXQt team, and he was one of the people who helped like transition to LXQt because he was going to make it cute anyway. So it's pretty cute. What was I on? I forget. Oh, that. Okay, cool. That one. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's no color. Who cares? Mycroft should look at the deep speech and the common voice thing that Mozilla released. Because even though Mozilla does some stupid stuff, they also do some cool stuff too. Super cute. Oh, I need to get done soon. because I need to have time to edit, and I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. Because I took 2 extra hours to start, so it's just like, why did I do that to myself? I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why that accent was used for that either, but sometimes I like to do accents. Clive does not appreciate my accent sometimes. I don't understand why. Why does she like him? Because it's rubbish. No, it's not. You're just mad because I'm so good at it. I didn't say you sound like that. That's an Irish accent. It's like a Dublin accent. Ish. What do you think it is? What do you think it is, accent? At least I'm not going leprechaun. Not like ridiculous. Just a regular one. It's not McGregor's accent, but it's sort of close. Like he has a thick accent like that, but not the leprechaun one. He's got the regular thick one. Sometimes he says things and you're like, what? Bolt is a new project from the Red Hat team that's for Thunderbolt 3 security on Linux. Thunderbolt 3 has security levels, has 4 security levels, and one of the issues is that this Thunderbolt 3 is super fast, but it opens up like plug and play stuff for like direct memory access attacks or DMA attacks. So it makes it like a lot easier to like plug something in and attack the machine because of the protocol that it uses. So there's 4 security levels that needs to be integrated into a system in order to use it. The Linux 4.13 kernel actually introduced the kernel side support for these levels, but we didn't really have a user space level protection in that case, except for now we do with the Bolt project, thanks to Red Hat. So that's fantastic. And if you have a Thunderbolt 3 support, you might not actually know it because it uses USB Type-C, where you can actually get USB Type-C cables that are both Thunderbolt and USB or just USB. So it's really hard to sometimes tell what you have and what you don't have. But at least we're going to have security when you do have those cables. Now we just got to get devices and things like that support Thunderbolt 3, which is not really common yet, but it's coming, and that's good. It's also, Thunderbolt 3 is also open source, so that's why there's such a huge implementation of it and stuff. Anyway, Bolt. Not the most creative name. Hey, we're going to call our project that is uses support for Thunderbolt. Hey, let's call it Bolt. But I wanted Thunder. Well, Bolt. Oh, I should have used the photo of the Bolt dog from that movie. That'd have been funny. Oh well. There was a meeting. Yeah. That was the meeting, I thought. I wanted Thunder. No, I like Bolt. What about 3? Like that, but that's confusing. That's not descriptive enough. Yeah, but Bolt is. Sure. Thunder. That's Imagine Dragons videos are so weird. I mean, that's not relevant or anything. That just popped in my head. Their videos are super weird. Click the wrong thing. Q. AMD announced that they're open sourcing the Vulkan driver in the AMD GPU Pro graphic stack. The AMD's Vulkan Linux driver was initially going to be closed source and then would be open sourced once it was ready. This was an announcement they made basically like 2 years ago. It hasn't happened yet. So that was kind of weird that it took them that long, but it's great that it finally has happened. So, okay. Technically, it hasn't really happened. They announced that it's going to happen, and they will be releasing it shortly. So they say within a few days or so. But anyway, seemingly before Christmas, they're going to release the source code for the Vulkan driver of AMD GPU Pro. So, what exactly is this? It's it's the official Vulkan driver that is already you're already using it inside of AMD GPU. So this is just taking the source code from that driver and releasing that because they think it's at a point now where it's ready to be released. So that's great, and it's going to be released under the GPU Open umbrella project. So fantastic news for AMD. Hopefully, you get a lot more support for the kernel and everything as well. So, basically, I haven't been using AMD in a very long time because their support for their kernel drivers were always like subpar, a little bit left to be desired. But based on these new drivers with like the AMD GPU and AMD GPU Pro, there's been a lot of improvement. So, fantastic, and keep them coming. How to install Vulkan? You already got Vulkan. You don't have to install anything. Your drivers support it, the game supports it, and the kernel supports it. So, like, when you install something that uses Vulkan, it'll just come with it. Now, if you want to talk about like working on it, then you got to get the SDKs and stuff. All right, now we're finally at the topic where I said I'm probably going to get some hate for covering it, but that's okay. Got to load the page now and swap that. I think it's right. Yep, that's right. All right, cool. Two, three, six. And that topic is System D. Wait, why is that capitalized? What? I didn't do that. I get like an automatic capitalization when I did the output. That's fixed. There we go. There we go. System D 20. Wait, no. System D 236 version was released this week. And on this version, you get, we got updates for Lux 2 encrypted partition support. And another, they got Boot CTL has a new listing feature, so you can list all the boot menu options. And has some various improvements overall, and like for the System D, Network D, networking improvements. And it also introduced a really cool feature that I like, where you can choose the initial keyboard mapping with System D-first boot, as well as System Control has a new feature called dry-run, where you can make changes based on like any given command and then run that to see what's going to happen without actually running the command for it to actually perform the action. So you can see what would have happened instead of doing it. So that's a nice feature. So anyway, System D 236. Let's see how much hate I get on this. Yeah, Jacob, you would. Okay, see, I wish I went with them now. But that's 3-year period of where AMD was absolute garbage to where it is now. So I'm okay with it, because had I gone with AMD, I'd have to wait years before it's even usable. Mm-mm. That's their fault. AMD's fault for ignoring Linux for a decade. I'm okay with not having purchased from them. I don't have like a vendetta or anything against them. It's just like, it's been so long. Danilo, you probably need to talk to the PPSSPP team to see why it's not working. I love how the issues for system is skyrocketing. Yeah, but it should. To be fair, they should skyrocket because there's a lot more people using it. More people are seeing stuff. So it's kind of like expected, really. Or should be, anyway. Hacking Linux is like a game. That's true. Plasma is dropping X11 support after 5.12. What? I know they're really big on to Wayland for 5.12, but like dropping support? What? I hope that's not true. I hope it's possibly true, but I hope it's not. I get to see a dry run of Sesame breaking my stuff. Yes, but the key point is that it won't do it. It'll just tell you that it could have. I don't want to click that, Clive. I don't want to click it. I don't want to click it. I don't want to click it. I've clicked it. No. Okay, this is not necessarily. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is not really defined yet. They're not dropping support. They'd be dropping like new features. Like supporting new features. So it'd be a feature freeze. That's still weird. The Wayland is not ready. Oh no. Wakar? Is that how you say that? Welcome to the stream. Wow, Nasocks. If you look at the URL and you'll see the little gibberish at the end, like it's like URL encoded stuff. That's crap that YouTube added onto it. If you just if you remove that stuff, it'll work fine. It's just YouTube's crap. I don't know why it does that now. Like it used to not do that. Now it does. I don't know. I would like to try out one of the Ryzens as well. Trade the cards. I think people who are Windows fans, they have Windows users have like AMD fans. Like that makes sense for them to be fans of AMD. Then I only have a problem with AMD because like the lack of support. It's a problem for me because I test new stuff. I agree that it's not a good thing that they're doing that, but it's not as dire as I first thought you meant. So overall, it's not good. It's just not as bad as I thought. I might talk to Show about it, though. Vulcan doesn't work in Wayland. I think it does. I think some parts of it does. I don't think it fully does. But 5.13 won't come out until I think it was like July or August of next year, somewhere around there. So by that time, hopefully, Wayland will be. It won't be. It won't be. I don't expect it to be at all. But anyway, that's all the topics for this week. This week's show. There are Patreon topics, though. I think I got 5, somewhere between, maybe 6 or 7. I know I got at least 6. I'm not sure if I got 7 or not. But anyway, that part's done. I can't see anything. I have no idea. I'm just going to let my eyes rest for a second. I don't blame the Plasma guys. It's NVIDIA screwing over Linux users. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, sort of. Like the EGR streams thing could be implemented, but I understand why they don't want to. Just more proprietary crap. Yeah, Jacob. It's funny. They acknowledged a bug and they're like, yeah, we'll fix it eventually. Yay! Crap. Wayland is awesome. Wayland has potential. Wayland's not really ready right now anyway. Like it's hard for me to say it's awesome because it's like it has awesome goals and intentions, but it's not there to use it really. And I really do not like the fact that the compositor is separate from the protocol. Oh, that's annoying. But when I upgrade my hardware, I'm definitely gonna go AMD because it's getting to the point where it's actually usable. Like I don't really think it's there, but the AMD GPU Pro is getting really close to it. So I will be switching whenever it happens. There's a lot of issues with like Wayland has good things and it's also got like not so good things. Like for example, like remote desktop in Wayland is like pretty much non-existent. But it's got other features that are really cool. Like the window management is really cool. Or the potential for window management is cool because it's really not. The compositor controls that. But the Weston display like of the possibilities is pretty cool. So I will be switching at some point. I mean to AMD. That was a sidetrack. I read it like I was still talking about that. It was like I should clarify. Everybody's switching to Wayland at some point. They don't have a choice. It's gonna happen, even if you don't want it to. I just wish that there was like a standard compositor for Wayland. Like Why not? Why can't we just have a universal compositor that everybody uses, everybody works on, and be done with it? No. The protocol is different. Everybody's using this universal protocol, but the compositor is totally different for each one, for each DE in Window Manager because reasons. So when you make something work on one, it might not work on the other. So good luck with that. Why are we going back to like 1982? I know Linux didn't exist at the time, but I'm saying like that's the computing mindset back then. Everybody goes different ways and stuff. Just ugh. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. I need to do that. I'll probably do that tomorrow, though. Yeah. Colin, welcome to the stream. Greetings and salutations. Thanks for clicking on the video. Clive, I have no idea. No idea. Oh, whoa. I almost forgot something. This is, yeah. Okay. Thank you for deleting it, banning those idiots. Appreciate that. All right. Okay. That's a good impersonation. I can actually do impersonations pretty decently. Like, you ever seen oh, see ya, Bradley. Thanks for coming to stream. You ever seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force? Without the reference, it doesn't really help. So, There's a bill tonight, right? There should be, yes, and I do plan to be there. Don't know for sure, but should be. Cool. Thanks for coming to the stream, Ritual. The show is over. I'm actually about to record something else I forgot to do, but that's fine. That doesn't, whatever. What was I doing? Right. Okay, got that. Done. I don't know who that is. You mean from Archer? Is that her name? But anyway, I asked you if you could do if you recognized Aqua Teen Hunger Force, because if you watch that show, there's a character named Meatwad. I can do Meatwad's voice. No, that's a 3. Meatwad is a character from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Yeah.
Hey,
It's like
hey, Mr. Shake. Mr. Shake, how you doing? Let me roll. You watch my show, Uncle Teen Hunger Force? It's a good show. I like it. I'm the star. Mr. Meatwad is the star. You watch that show? It's a good show, my show.
I have no idea who Cheryl Cole is, though. No, I can't do a voice I've never heard before. I'm not good at girl voices anyway. But I can do a variety of voices and stuff. Not very good. I don't remember what Frylock sounds like, so if I don't remember what it sounds like, I can't go into it. So like with the Meatwad, I have to think about it for a second, and that's why like you heard me say another, like I did a different voice and then I switched into it because I have to remember like how it goes. So like for example, when I first do like a high pitched like nasally voice like that, it's like,
Hey, how you doing?
and then to go into Meatwad, I go,
Hey, you just gotta do this. Just switch it, and it goes into this one. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it. How to describe the voices. Like how you make them like do this. But that's what I do. This is what I do.
but there's a TV show from like 90s or so. I started doing the character's voice, and then it like transitioned to me and doing different voices. I was like, There's like Wolfman Jack. Welcome to the radio station. 105.7. That's like a raspy, like a deep raspy growl, like a roll, sort of thing. There's has anybody ever you ever heard of the old meme like from like 15 years ago called Hamster Dance, where it was this web page that all it had was this stupid song and these like just animated gifs of hamster, like cartoon hamsters bouncing around. Does anyone remember that? Okay. KDE is actually running a donation drive. So if you're interested in participating and helping out the KDE project because you like Caden Live, for example, then check out the donation drive linked to the video description. And, KDE powers you, so you can power KDE. Anyway. I forgot about that. I don't think that still exists. No way. I know the website still exists. I don't think the old one does. It does. It doesn't exist. It doesn't, but you can get it still. Like I can't get it exact. Like that song exactly. It's ridiculous, but I can't get it exactly, but it's pretty close. It's close enough to be annoyingly close. There you go. Doing the different voices actually got me to do different accents and stuff too. And everybody who doesn't have the accent, like listens to it and goes, "Oh, okay, cool, sounds good." But then when I do it with someone who's a similar accent or whatever, they don't like it. Never like it. English people don't like when I do English people. Irish people don't like when I do Irish people. Ain't that right, Clive? I said it was weird, and it was a meme. And what did you expect? It was a meme 20 years ago. What did you expect? It's gonna be weird. You know, back then the memes were not strong. Can you do an Australian accent? I yes, kind of, but it's I don't listen to Australians enough to like test it. I it's periodically like I listen to like some like stand up comedians and stuff like that, but I don't hear it enough to like get the different they get the different inflections and stuff. So like I'll do it and then it'll just like convert itself into an English one. So it doesn't. It's weird. Like I can do this. I can do the stereotypes of all of them, but like to actually like sound like someone from the area, I can do that on a few. So I don't know. Like the stereotypes are easy, but you know they obviously don't really sound like that. Anybody in any region. So only a few I can do like somewhat accurately. The people in those areas will never say it's accurate though, and they also get offended in some cases where I explain how I learned some of the ways to say things. And for example, English people, there are certain sections of England where they will drop letters in words for no reason, and it actually sounds kind of good the way they say it, but they don't think about it. So like they'll take letters out of their words and then pretend that they didn't, and not even aware of it. If you listen to an English person say the word letter or little, they will take the T's out. So it's letter, little, like that. So they take it out completely. And if they're thinking about it, they will put them in on purpose, and it sounds weird. But if they're not thinking about it, you're just like having a regular conversation, and you get them to say something, get them to say a word that has like a double letter like that, especially T's, like they do it almost every time with double letter T's, they'll do it, almost guaranteed. Even the ones who said they won't, they will. Americans replace the letter T with D's? What? Letter? Yeah, kinda. Letter. It's not as harsh. Yeah. See, in some words, replacing T's with D's makes it like not as harsh. Whereas if you do it the regular, like the full way, letter. I think that's not true though. Some Americans do it. I don't think all of us do. I think some regions will say letter, like very harshly. But what's better, like saying in a different way or just dropping it completely? Letter sounds it sounds fun. Like has a better ring to it when you drop it for no reason. I like when like the Irish way of like some words, some sections of Ireland like Dublin do it, where they'll change. They'll not use pronunciation of th, and they'll just say the t part. They just drop the th part. So 33 and a third is 33 and a turd. It's funny. I like it. But it's funny because actually, it's not always that case. Sometimes they replace the instead of saying tree or replacing th with t, they replace it with a d. So like, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? So like, really no particular reason. One's a T and one's a D because it just flows that way. I guess. I don't know why. I don't think they know why either. Some like linguist probably does, but dirty tree and a turd. Yep. Who's your favorite Linux YouTuber? Um, Hold on, I'll just show you. Let's see. I would have to say that my favorite Linux YouTuber would be this guy. Makes some really good content, I think. How long has this stream been going? 3 hours and 24 minutes. Whoa, what? Sign in to chat. What, YouTube? What? What? Why did that happen? That was weird. It moved me off of the channel and made me log into my name channel instead of this channel. I don't know. That's weird. That is very weird. Is the second best? That's a fair question, Colin. I have no idea. I can give you reasons why I like some YouTubers and why I don't like others, but as far as like who's the best, I mean, it's perspective. Like that's like just preference, really. Like level one Linux, level one tech, they do They do some good stuff. Wendell is really, really knowledgeable. He's a terrible marketer. He needs to work on his presentation. But that's not surprising. They could do a lot if they would just like get like a marketing guy on their team. Linux and other stuff, I don't know his stuff. I've seen it somewhere, but I don't remember. Tech Syndicate is a dead channel now. Or wait, did he get the name back? I don't know. Maybe he did. I do like Rocco, yeah. He makes good stuff. Tux Analog? I would make videos about ham radio, maybe, if I did that. You figured the channel owner would never plug his own channel on his own channel. Yeah, they didn't know about me. This guy. Shameless plug. I'm good with it. Yeah, Crit. I think he might have went back to Tech Syndicate though. I'm not sure. Like he could take the name back or something maybe. I don't know. Wasn't really a plug, to be honest. More of a joke. Are you a ham radio? No, I'm not. Not even close. But if I were to have like the name analog instead of digital, it would probably be ham radio, I guess. I mean, it doesn't matter. Wellness socks. So like either way, like the whatever he goes with, he's gonna make it like not watchable. Did I answer the question? I'm not sure. If I did, Kirby or not, I am using OBS. You can actually do ham radio on Linux, yes. There's some software for that. I don't know how to use it. I just know it exists. Ham radio is analog voice communication that was like pirate radio in like the 40s, 1930s, 1940s era. That kind of stuff. Jen Sue Finn, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the ham stuff is pretty cool. I would suggest listening to Ask Noah show for like his ham stuff because he did a lot of cool ham like features and stuff. He talked to someone on the ham network in his area. And that was pretty cool. What's cool about it, like he talked to someone who had no idea this was going to happen. He just like randomly tried to find someone publicly like in the area, and the guy who answered, like he was told he was on the show, and then he starts helping and teaching about ham and stuff. So he like joins the show accidentally, kind of thing. Like that was cool. I've never heard of Packet Radio, no. Sam Wise, welcome to the stream. Seemed nerdy enough, yeah. If you'd like to, you could also check something out. The Ask Noah Show website, the asknoahshow.com. You should go to that website and scroll down to the bottom where it says like site by that part. That's cool. Packet radio is like internet over the radio waves. That's interesting. Very weird. So it's data packets sent over radio, or like, radio waves. Huh. I would assume it's very slow, yeah, but it's interesting. Oh, anonymous made packet radio? That kind of makes sense. All right, that part's done. Bam. Packet radio's been around for a long time. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool then. Either way, it's cool, but, And I'm going to forget if I don't do it now. So oh, okay, cool. Did it. All done. It took me a while to remember this name. Why do you know that? I know who that is. I'm just like, why would you know I know that? That's interesting. Amazella Stories and Streams. Did you hear they got internet working on a couple wet strings? Saltwater. No, I did not. Did not see that. Yeah, the show topics are over an hour ago, which is actually faster than it should have been. It should wait, no, slower than it should have. It should have been faster than that. I was using packet radio right there. That's why it didn't work that well. Intel microkernel patch to get Baytra audio working. Nice. That was the problem you had in the last stream, right? I actually don't mind Spadry. I disagree with a lot of his. I disagree with a lot of the stuff he says, but he's a good dude. Like in general, he's got good intentions, even if I don't agree with some of the stuff he says. The people who don't have good intentions, those annoy me a lot. Who like jump on the bandwagon kind of stuff. It's not even a big bandwagon. It's like, why are you doing it? So do it because you like enjoy it, like in the topic and stuff. Like I get that. Like you have a passion about it. Like that's why I do my show and my videos is because I have a passion for Linux in general. Like you're not gonna get millions of views or anything doing this kind of stuff. So like, if you're doing it for reviews, it's like it's weird. Jacob, I totally understand and agree. Although, not lately, just in general. That implies that it's new. Mark, you haven't answered my question. Waiting. Are you aware of the fact that I know who that is, or is it just like just a guy you thought of that would definitely not be on the list? Is it possible to make it bigger than that? I don't know. I don't think so. That'd be cool. If it was. All right, so Ace, only mods can do it. You can post in the Telegram group or in the Discord server. Anybody can post there. Let's see. You post there. That link might not work because YouTube's starting to hate me for some reason. So just copy and paste it. Or when it goes to the broken... No, it's not going to broke. It's going to go to a different page. It's going to go to the VisuX page. Just copy that link and then take out the crap at the end that YouTube put there. Yeah. Or type it in yourself. That'll work too. YouTube does not like me for some reason. Mark, that's interesting. There's quite a few videos where that particular person would call me out, like specifically. Before I ever did videos, by the way. Yeah, Andy, it's just like type in tuxdigital.com/telegram and it'll work. It's because YouTube adds extra crap with their whole redirection thing now. It's just awful. It breaks it. Yeah, I have to like look into that, Ace. I don't know. Looks interesting. Um, I don't know when that happened. Really? There's not a mumble no. All right, so I'm going to end the stream, but I'm going to be right back. I'm actually going to stop the stream. Then I'm going to let the stream start processing. Then I'm going to restart the stream. I'll be right back. But like a minute or two. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I want to get the stream processing so I can do the recording, I can do the editing and stuff. But so I'll be right back.